they got some fixing bands here. Unfortunately, no more redwoods.
That's okay. I think I've had my fill.
The trees have been defeated.
Yep. And then balcony, unfortunately, will not see that either. Although I guess that's not such a not such a terrible loss in the world of spy party casting.
Well, we wouldn't do this today, Tobo. I think you know what I'm about to say. But back in the day, when we had to cast balcony, a lot of balcony games in a row, we would cast them at 2 times speed. Just because so little happened that was worth commenting on sometimes. And that so much of what happens on balcony happens in the spy and sniper's heads anyway.
Yeah. Usually, you can tell within the first few seconds of a balcony game if it's going to look like an on-script balcony game or not. And if it is an on-script balcony game, there's just not that much to talk about.
That can be the case sometimes. But we don't have to make that decision today. And as I said, it was a remnant of the old days. These days, we will cast it at 1 time speed. I will promise you now. If the next time it's actually picked, yes.
Anyhow, the venues that are picked are actually, I guess I could say restricted. Courtyard, sad, and gallery also a little sad, but they're not picked anyway, so apparently it didn't matter at all. Terrace is being doubled though. That's the thing.
Oh, okay. That's going to be interesting.
Well, we've seen this. Newer players do like Terrace. It's just been like a general rule, right? The higher up you go, the less of it you see for the most part.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then
oh boy,
Aquarium.
Yep.
Do you think we're gonna get to see some shark cheese?
I don't know.
I'm gonna say no, depending on what you mean by cheese. Here's the thing: isn't all of it cheese? Kind of. Oh. Think about that. Yeah. Pointing to my forehead right now. Yeah. Everything that happens behind the shark is inherently cheesy.
Mm-hmm. Yes, but I would assume the shark cheese is the shark ride, I guess, as it is, I think, called, or shark surfing. I'm not sure what the.
I think shark surfing. We're not going to do any better than shark surfing. I wholeheartedly endorse that.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah. Anyhow, so yeah, I don't think we will see it, though. I would be pleasantly surprised if we do. We'll see if Oak players manage to pick this up. I will be very happy.
I would be terrified if that happened.
And yes, and a little terrified.
Yeah, well, look, it's Oak Division, and they already banned the tree venue, so nothing they're going to do is going to make any sense as far as I'm concerned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Come on, guys.
Yeah. All right. I mean, library used to have a tree.
A lot of former trees, at least.
It was called library back then.
I don't know what that pillar's made of. Maybe it was oak.
Yep. I don't know. Anyhow, pub. There's some wood in pub, I guess. It's I mean, I assume those are all like just veneers and whatnot. I assume not solid wood, but
we're looking for patterns that might not be there. This is my fault. Yep. I take full responsibility.
Yeah.
I'm ready when you guys are.
All right, let's.
Also, yeah, library is happening at the end. Yeah. All right, you want to get into the first game? Is that what you're saying?
Let's get to the first game. It's going to be Terrace to start things off. Tester on the spy, because I can't pronounce the rest of that. iGod on the sniper on Terrace in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
That was a test. If you're still watching, we know you're a true fan. So congratulations.
Oh my God. All right, looks like Tester is going to start things off by the book, stepping into conversation with the seduction target, waiting for his turn to talk, and then picking up 32% on the flirt. 32% is still enough for a 3 flirt on close whites, but we're going to need to snuggle up a little bit closer if we want to make it happen.
Yeah, and we'll probably have opportunities too. Look at this bar rush. Interesting. I want to see if Tester decides to take advantage of it or get in the mix at all.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's moving right away. Not even really looking at the bar. Now steps away out to windows. Yeah, I think he just wanted to make the seduction work. Not able to get right in next to the seduction target without stepping into statues, so takes a trip to the bar instead.
Yep, and Kane's preferred drink, you can see there's a different drink for each character. Kane seems to prefer wine.
Here's the positioning for the second flirt. It might be a little bit of a distance. It's a red test on the flirt, so it doesn't really matter whether he was in range or not.
Yeah, red tests from any distance have the same effect.
Sends off white dress on the purloin.
She's already
That's gonna
highlit
be
too. Yeah,
I think
yeah.
she got it first as well? No.
Well, this is better that she didn't, actually. We're going to gulp the drink in the meantime, aka destroy the evidence, and then switch conversations. I like this. We're definitely covering this up as well as we can, and I think we're going to thread the needle here. Yup, it takes.
There's the purloin. The shot comes off immediately afterwards, but it absolutely was not the right one.
Wow. I'm trying to see here. Rocker was the one at bar just before us. So close.
I think stepping away from that conversation might have
Yes.
been the difference maker.
Yep, I think so. I think so. Because Rocker was in that conversation afterwards when it all went down. So I think they noted when White Dress left, where White Dress left from, and switching and gulping absolutely made the difference. I agree completely.
And now that's going to put Tester in an interesting situation as he steps into the sniper side. iGod on the spy in 3, 2, 1, playing it. iGod at the bar very, very early can absolutely make some use of this as he picks up the delegate.
No downside to grabbing it while you're there unless you think you're going to misclick or something. Tester, zooming in on those beautiful candles on the outside. I don't blame them. Maybe now's not the time to admire the environmental art, but it is really, really pretty. Some people say this is the prettiest venue, not for competitive integrity purposes or balance, but just to look at.
Lots of people do like to keep, well, lots of newer players do like to keep their laser away from the action so the spy has a hard time knowing what they're looking at.
By the way, we delegated and bailed immediately afterwards, up next to our seduction target. Twin's about to take.
There's the purloin getting grabbed.
And we're going to knock this person out with a fake right afterwards, though. So we're trying to get away with this totally clean. We're not trying to get the twin shot.
Not really any reaction to the purloin. I think this may have worked beautifully. Bunch of highlights coming off.
Looks like anyone who wasn't out, rather than low light the people out, we're just going to do that and highlight everyone who's still in? Or is it for real? I can't tell, because I don't think it wasn't a real. It was a fake. So I'm a little
that
thrown.
was a known fake. The double agent was out of conversation.
Right, so I'm trying to figure out what the distinction is here, because White Dress should have been low lit as well. I think that's just a missed low light. So I think we low lit one of the two people out and highlight almost everyone else who was still in.
This is odd. I'm very confused. We've got 2 flirts. We're up at 85%. We've got the purloin done, and I do not know what's happening to the sniper right now.
If they low light White Dress and highlight Smallman, it all makes sense. But at that point, if every remaining person is a highlight, why don't just make them all neutral lights and use the highlights for something else? It's definitely a little strange.
Now in conversation with the real double agent. Seduction target drops in to say hi as well. Here's the contact coming off on a white test.
And the end of red.
Twin does not quite make it in time, but the flirt comes off afterwards. We're getting lowlights happening, but it's too little too late unless he pulls the trigger right now, and he does not. iGod is going to answer back, and it's 1-1.
I just didn't see any reaction to the purloin, and specifically from the fact that with a minute left and another contact going off, and a lot of people at that point who I think maybe could have a reel, didn't look like they were even considering shooting, which is the kind of thing you'd have to do with the contact and the purloin that late in the game. I wonder if the purloin was ever noticed.
Yeah, I don't know. There's not that much to keep track of on this venue, but you have got to keep on top of the purloin.
Yeah. I mean, I can't tell. I just don't see anything overt from the sniper side that shows they clearly saw the purloin. It's entirely possible that when that fake went off, they knocked out the person who took the list and another bar visitor besides, but it might have just caused them to go through all that stuff we mentioned, all those gears turning about who to highlight, who to low light, how to react to it. They might have spent so much time thinking about how to react to the contact that they never noticed the purloin. And by the time they did, maybe it was too late to draw any conclusions from.
I think that may be exactly what happened, as it's Tester stepping back into the spy side of things. iGod on the sniper. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
That's just a really strong start from Tester on both sides.
Didn't iGod win the last game?
Oh, yeah, do we need to update the scoreboard? I think we might. Also, statue highlights coming out. There's a real question about how you want to use the highlights on Terrace in particular. You'll get bar visitors, you'll get real BB very, very often. You'll sometimes get statues, and iGod's doing both statue visitors and bar. No, they changed their mind. They highlight for statues, then they highlight for bar, and bump the statue visitors right back down. They changed their mind in the middle when they saw 2 people go to bar.
You love to see that sort of thing.
I mean, it's just interesting to see a sniper at this level change their highlights on the fly, and as far as I can tell, doing it correctly.
Yeah, that was some good stuff. 1 statue inspect has been taken, now in conversation with the double agent. Here's the contact coming off. It is a white test, so there's going to be a bit of a talk beforehand. Only 1 person out, though, so a pretty good one, all things considered.
Yeah, not bad at all. And if you do another one with the double agent and with a lot of the other people, you're really going to maximize the number of people who could have a reel, and then you'll be in pretty good shape. Also, though, if you do want to finish those inspects, you're going to have to go to that other statue set explicitly. And there's a decent chance.
Though, no reaction from iGod on the contact.
Yeah, decided not to mess with those lights. I think changed them once already, doesn't want to do it again. But we are one of the highlights. Oh boy, we're trying to frame somebody.
That was just a straight up purloin grab, and the shot comes off on Smallman!
It totally works. It totally works because look at the timing on this. It's so brazen, right? It doesn't make sense as a direct because it's so risky, and we're not a big suspect going into it. It's just right out in the open. So you think there's no way someone's going to direct. And that's actually the thing. At the very beginning, when you start playing Spy Party, you'll direct purloin most of the time, right? You won't try to do the tricky thing. Then you get to the intermediate and even higher levels, and it's almost the other way around. Almost nobody will direct. But then when you get high up again, you'll go the other way, and you'll deliberately direct at some awkward time, and the sniper will think, no way they would do that. No way. And that's what happens here.
Yeah, Smallman also did a bug path just before the purloin went off.
I mean, of course he did.
Obviously, but
it wasn't for the purloin.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't for being suspected of being the one who delegated.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Well, it was immediately after the purloin happened.
It could be a panic shot. I think you're probably right that it probably is a phantom bug, but the timing is remarkable. And let's be honest.
I'm assuming it's both. I'm assuming they're like, oh, that was a bug. That's a purloin. They must be done with missions. I'm going to shoot them now.
I mean, we're sitting over here thinking, well, they were nowhere near the delegate if it did happen. But if you don't catch it, you don't catch it. Yeah. Well, if you don't catch it, you don't catch it is what I was going to say, right? And if you don't catch it, guess what? There's a 40% chance it was Smallman, and that's why you didn't catch it too. I can understand it even as a panic shot, but I think that little sway that looked a little like a bug probably had a little something to do with it too.
And now it's iGod on the spy once more as Tester picks up the rifle for the last game of Terrace in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Fingerprint is off. Mallow and Verdris shrieking in horror somewhere.
Okay then.
You don't see this often.
No print, leaving the statue swap on. There's 51% on the flirt at the bar.
So there are a few ways of thinking about this. One is standard, you might want to swap. Another is you're hoping they don't notice and you want to swap. Third is you want them staring at the statues while you do something else. Those are the 3 rationales for leaving swap on. All a little suspect, but potentially can all be reasonable.
Well, we've grabbed the delegate as we step away into conversation. Pretty good amount of business at the bar to open up the game as well, so Might not be bad idea to take the delegate, but it doesn't look like iGod wants it super early right now.
Yep, just gonna timer flirt instead, and hey, even from far away, we're up to 68%. That's a good number to be at.
Double Agent joins us as well. Lots of people outside of conversation right now, but if people start filling in a bit. Oh no! Oh no! It's a disaster!
And we walked away, so the cough goes on for a very, very long time.
Oh,
and we get low-lit!
He didn't see it! He thought he got a good enough look at iGod as he was walking away there.
His face was turned away from the sniper, and the cough wasn't seen. The angle was what saved them. The angle did it. We didn't finish the inspects, though. I mean, we do have 2 rather inspects, I should say. And we probably have no idea we're low-lit.
No, iGod thinks he's screwed. You can, like, he's doing the camera shake.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. You gotta finish here, though. You gotta. You're not dead yet. That says something.
Yeah, like, if you're not dead by now, you have to assume that you just got away with it somehow.
Oh, that is so unfortunate. And that's a game knowledge thing, because the coughs are different depending on how it happens. Red test, bail during, or bail during a red test. That's what we saw, the worst one, the longest cough. And a sniper who knows the difference instinctively, who knows immediately when hearing it which one it is, they would know it had to be one of the people walking away, and that would have turned that low light into a highlight or even into a shot.
And the end of red.
There's the real contact finally coming off. 45 seconds left to play. There's the shot coming off. Oh my God, what a game.
You do not see that often. We see red tests, we see coughs, but you don't usually see the bail and the red test leading to the long cough. I just can't remember the last time I've seen it in competitive anywhere. You see way more red tests than you see red test bails there. Yeah, so yeah, there's different coughs depending on whether you red test, bail during a contact, or bail during a red test. And that's the longest of the 3. And again, it's one of those things where if you're playing a little bit longer and you know the difference, you can rule out someone, for example, who's still in conversation, someone who's walking away from conversation, and you would know in that case, even though you couldn't see it with the back turned to the sniper, you would know it had to be someone leaving, and from looking from the replay, that was literally only the spy, and you could have shot with confidence right away.
It's just a game knowledge thing. You hate to see it, but sometimes you need those little tidbits. And it bites you if you don't have them. On to Aquarium we go. As we are tied at 2. Tester on the spy. iGod on the sniper in 3, 2, 1. Playing it.
And iGod zooming in on the ambassador early, which is a good thing, because the spy, it turns out, even though they haven't taken control, bumps into them 2 or 3 times immediately.
Good bouncing, though, for obvious reasons.
Yeah, no, I would say perfect AI bouncing, as a matter of fact. And I'm not just saying that because there's spy AI controlled in red text in the middle of the screen.
Pulls out a blue book, though.
I mean, at this point, you're like, how many of these missions do you want to do for me, AI?
Okay, well, we can't just do it behind the shark now.
Yeah, very interesting, though. iGod showing a lot of good camera control, zooming in with intentionality on the AMBA, checking the statue visitor. Seems to have a plan. I'm really just impressed by the crispness of the sniper movements right here. It shows that they have a plan here for how to play Aquarium. Whether it works or not, they're playing the way they want to play, and it is a very logical way.
I just noticed that the UI is not showing that he has a blue book. I suspect it has something to do with having gotten it and walked away with it under AI control. That's very interesting.
Well, this
in
game
conversation for the first flirt,
And the end of
hits
red.
for 30%. Fake contact coming out afterwards, which is interesting.
It's a pretty good one, though, as far as fakes go. You only let off a couple of lowlights, and might throw a lot of suspicion on other people. And yeah, I should remind everyone, this game is in early access, so we do occasionally discover small UI bugs and things like that on stream.
It's always fun when it happens.
Checker, fix your game, we like to say. With love, of course.
Yeah, Checker's pretty incredible. Out over to green bookcase we go. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
that laser.
Oh, no!
What? Why? That's a blue book. Just put it in.
Are we at PAX? Is this PAX?
Oh, God. Oh, boy.
So he had a blue book.
Yep.
There was no reason to take that microfilm out.
Wow. Well, it looks like without the UI prompt, it's pretty easy to forget where a book is from, maybe? Or is it just a misclick? I mean, I'm inclined to say misclick because it's such a straightforward error. But either way, that's just, I can't believe I'm saying this for the sniper, a nice calm Aquarium game.
I think the weirdest, that was weird and all, but it was by far not the weirdest microfilm I've seen.
No, and this has actually happened in competitive a lot. A lot of people have done that with the book, forgotten that it was from the other shelf, taken it out and had to put it back in. I actually had to research this recently because someone asked me a bit of a trivia question on the Discord, and I found a bunch of games where basically exactly that happened, and they had to hide the microfilm back in at one point. And
Yeah.
it does happen after, almost 20,000 SCL games. It does happen, and it almost happened there, except the sniper saved us from having to put it back in. So to
Yeah,
speak.
I call that that's what I call that the pack special. Although microfilm is not a part of the beginner stuff anymore, but
That is why.
warning track can attest. It's really hard to explain all the Spy Party in 2 minutes.
Yep.
So sometimes you just choose to show them one way of doing microfilm, and then they accidentally discover that there's the other way.
Yes.
And they do that, and you're like, oh
Yes.
no, now you gotta.
Oh no. Yes.
Yeah.
So to briefly explain, PAX is the Penny Arcade Expo, and there's several of them each year. And Spy Party has a booth each year up in Seattle at PAX West, and a lot of us fly out there and give little tutorial demonstrations. And there's a tutorial demo version with 4 missions. You used to have microfilm, and we took microfilm out of the demo because of pretty much exactly that kind of thing. You can do it 2 different ways. It's hard to explain the first time in just a few minutes, and it leads to that kind of thing over and over again. So the players here at least showing why it's no longer part of the demo.
I just need to tell the story because it's too funny. The weirdest microfilm I have ever seen was, I can't remember what venue this was on. I think it was on Veranda. But
I was gonna guess Veranda. Yeah, that
the
makes sense.
guy took out a blue book, walked over to the green bookcase, took out the microfilm, and put down the blue book.
Yep.
In the green bookcase.
Right.
So now he's got the blue microfilm and he just did a transfer. No, sorry, this wasn't on Veranda. It was on Gallery. So then he realizes he's made this mistake. So he picks up a green book, puts the blue microfilm in the green book, and then puts that in the blue bookcase.
Yeah, I mean, it took, right? It took.
No, it did not.
No, it didn't?
No, because
sure?
you just put the blue microfilm back in the blue bookcase.
Wait, hang on. I have a chart here. I'm trying to keep up. Hang on. Wait a second. Good Lord. Wow.
Yeah.
I don't follow, but I gather it was very confusing.
And then he just realized what had happened, grabbed the blue book, put it in green bookcase, and then won the game still.
Huh. I mean, apparently I've just been dramatically underthinking microfilm's potential. All right.
Anyways, back to Spy Party in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
That's really something. A little bit of history there. And those who don't learn from it are doomed to repeat it. As we just saw.
iGod picking up an early 51% on the flirt.
I would love to see iGod see the next Aquarium game through a sniper because, again, I was very impressed by the way their sniper looked just in a mechanical sense. I think they have the kind of instincts and movement and protection of the mission sites of a much more experienced sniper.
Yeah, I think so too. Early fingerprint was behind the shark when it happened, so I almost thought iGod was just going to put it back down again and pretend he was never there, but it didn't wind up happening, unfortunately. Into statues we go. We've got the 1 flirt, we've got the 1 print, and this is going to be a pair of inspects as well.
Yeah, very aggressive, very quick on the leave after the flirt and into the briefcase and all that, but I think you can afford to be here. I don't think it's at all over aggressive.
Bottom shark, take the spug. Nope. Okay, fine.
It could have. Path would have been credited, but I'm not sure where we're headed. I guess we might just go ahead and contact here. It looks like a pretty good one if we do it right after Sorry joins.
Yeah. It's
And the end of red.
There's the contact coming off. It's not always easy to instinctively know where the shark is as the spy on this map, especially when it's not something you're used to keeping track of.
Yes, yeah, very true. And just glancing up, if you don't play Aquarium, if you don't practice it, and you look up, you're going to do that double take of, is that top shark or middle shark? You're going to do that a lot, and you need to be ready for it.
Well, it's top shark now as iGod is glancing around the party, trying to figure out where to go next. It looks like it's going to be the statues? Yes, the statues to finish up these inspects.
I think you auto-tuned in the middle of that play-by-play just a little bit.
It kind of sounded like it.
I loved it. It sounded good. You have a lovely voice, Topo.
Thank you. So there's the inspects done, just under 2 minutes to play. Half a flirt, half a print.
And they pretty much have already showed us how they want to finish. And it looks like they want to take this briefcase as soon as the Amba leaves windows.
Well, Amba has left the windows, can confirm, staring down the briefcase right now. Gotta go sooner, someone else is gonna grab it, and it's too late.
And we try a bug covered by the fin,
Ooh.
and it doesn't take, and we twitch forward, and that's
no.
totally noticed!
Oh no! That wasn't covered by the shark at all!
Wow, and it didn't take originally either, and we are shot right in a deadly spot, which is the brim of our hat.
That's not how you do that.
That is genuinely surprising because iGod was playing a very clean game. That looked high level to me. I was very impressed by how that was unfolding. I think if they're more aggressive with the print, they're fine, or even just more patient. I think they just really wanted that bug to line up, and when it didn't, they just forced it. They just forced it a little bit too much.
The first one was theoretically visible, but it was just
They were fine,
barely the hand peeking out around the outside of Ponytail. But when he twitched and tried it again, that was the death.
Yeah, I just can't believe. I think that was just a little bit of an impulsive thing, thinking, boy, it sure would be nice to get this. And then when it didn't work, decided to just make it happen anyway. Maybe made that mistake earlier that I was talking about, confusing middle shark for bottom shark or something like that. That's very, because otherwise that's totally free, right? That's exactly the kind of thing you would do behind bottom shark. So the simplest explanation is that that's what they thought they had.
Either way, Tester on the spy, iGod on the sniper. In for one more. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And Tester starting the game the exact same way, which is zoomed in on that Amba in the time of chaos, trying to guard against those early bugs.
And another long AI control. Finally lands in conversation and clicks that mouse to take control of the spy.
Wonder if we're going to go anywhere near books this time.
Well, we're not starting there. We're starting in conversation with the seduction target. It's 34% off of a close white.
I mean, if you don't have any strong feelings about what you want to do, maybe the rule is AI control until they take you to some kind of mission site, and whatever they take you to, that's what you have to do. Why not? It's like rolling the dice.
That sounds like a fun alternate spy party mode.
Yeah. But if you're indecisive, you know, if there's too many options, you have analysis paralysis, choice paralysis, yeah, why not? It didn't work out last game, but maybe it'll work out this time. Instead, because look what happens otherwise, if the AI doesn't tell you what to do, you do a whole lot of nothing, I guess, at least for now.
Yeah, Tester really just hanging out, an impolite conversation exit into the statues. Failed to be highlight.
Yep.
There we go. Nope, tried again. Didn't get it again.
Third time's a charm. Let's go. Come on. iGod. I just praised your mechanics. Let's go. Don't make me look bad.
In conversation with the double agent. No, decides not to. Is heading to the bar instead. This has been a very indecisive game from Tester.
Yeah, it has. But if we got away with that first statue visit...
Just purling straight up.
Oh, boy. Oh, and look at the sniper.
Highlight.
Oh, twitching around, though. There was definitely a big reaction like, whoa, did not expect that at that time.
Yeah. Back
And
in the conversation.
We've gulped it already. Are we actually trying to get away with this? If we gulped,
because his hands are down.
But if we gulped, that means we're trying to get away with it. That's the crazy thing, right?
That is true. Here comes the contact. He's behind a shark.
And the end of red.
I don't think you want to do this. You're not going to 3 highlights, including Cowboy, who you were at statues with. You know he's finishing inspects right now on Aquarium. That's very valuable, especially in the back. Instead, the party's way narrowed down.
Yeah, this is just not good. Tester heading out to statues in the back. I don't see a path to victory for Tester right now.
But keep in mind, they might not think this is finishing inspects. If they didn't pick up the highlight for the first visit, maybe they think this is the first visit, and they're going to be waiting for a second statue visit that never comes.
It's the swap there. He saw it. He was raising it up. He did the Pride Rock thing.
That was very messy.
That was not what you want to see on the spy side.
No, not at all. Just too many mistakes at the end. And there's no way you thought Shark was covering you either, because it's bottom instead of top, and they're off to the left, so there's no way you think that's what's going on. It's just that when you hold the statue up, you're just panicking a little when you get the animation you didn't want. I think at that point, though, if you could survive for one more second holding the statue up, it's going to be blocked by your body right afterwards, and then you can ride out through the rest of the mission win countdown. Maybe they shoot you, maybe they don't, but you gotta play it cool there. You gotta.
Yep, didn't wind up working out. Now it's iGod on the spy side, Tester on the sniper in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, I mean, it is still Oak. You see a lot of good plays, but you see some messiness too, and we definitely saw it that game.
This is an extraordinarily busy bar.
This is a nickel shot night, I guess.
Yeah, iGod got in very early, so that's going to be pretty big moving forward. There's going to be a lot of confusion if we can find a good delegate target.
And you want to be careful. You don't want to leave it till too long. And the problem is there's a huge bar rush. So the thing that made you want to do the delegate is actually the same reason you need to do it very, very quickly.
That is true.
But a couple of them are probably going to give up by then. So I would go in and do it right now.
It looks like it's not going to happen. Oh, never mind, it is. There it goes, and it's a cast member too, I think. No,
I think it's Kane, and he's going to get there in time because, again, some people did leave. They did give up. That's the nice thing. The bar rush can only get so
And the
big.
end of red.
There's the purloin, there's the contact coming off pretty much at the same moment.
Tester was not moving at all through all that and then snapped into action afterwards and did not get most of those lowlights. Either they're all over this or iGod is in great shape.
Yeah, I think Tester just didn't get it done. I think iGod's in prime position to take this game home right now.
Yeah, there was a weird lack of reaction to that right there. I think maybe they were expecting something to happen a little later after the bar rush all settled into conversation. Instead, because they were the very first person from the rush, I think it might have caught them a little off guard. But this is also what we would expect if they were pretty sure they knew who it was and was waiting for finish and counting missions. So we can't tell yet.
Into statues we go for the routine statue highlight and the pair of inspects.
Still 2 minutes left. If you go finish inspects early and make them shoot you for a couple talks, that's pretty tough.
Well, here we go, picking up the second talk. Can he hit the green? Cannot hit the green. It's 64%, which is 2% short of the 3 white flirt.
Yeah,
So
that's a
which
big
means
one.
We can no longer count on a 3 flirt. We might have to pick up a 4th. And with only 1 minute and 25 seconds left to play, that's a worrying situation to be in.
It's just so easy to imagine those extra couple percentage points swinging this game at the end.
Absolutely it is. 1 minute and 10 left to play. Off to statues we go.
Big moment here. Big moment here.
Nope, just takes the shot. Wouldn't have mattered either way.
So here's the question. The question is, suspected for the purloin, or just it's narrowed down from the purloin and this person is finishing inspects? They would look the same potentially, is the thing.
Yeah, I think...
Hard to say,
I
right?
think he was more on the purloin than we gave him credit for. How much? I don't know.
Yeah, hard to say. But the thing is, you could take that shot anyway, even if you weren't.
That is very, very true. But now We step away from Aquarium and into the pub. It's going to be Tester on the Spy, iGod on the Sniper in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Speaking of bar rushes, it's the bar venue, and as you'll notice, this is 3 of 6 pub. Inspect is turned off, and that's not a choice. It is mandatory to turn Inspect off this season when you play pub in SCL.
It was getting kind of stupid, so we fixed it.
Yeah. Well, we changed it. I think it's going to get quote-unquote fixed again next season in a couple of ways. Probably with a few more guests.
We broke it in the other direction as well.
Yes, that's what we did. We broke it in an entirely new way, and that's very SpyParty, frankly. The community-run tournaments. It's we break things in every direction and see how far they can go. And I think we found out how far Pub can go. And my guess is Pub's going to come back with 3-6, no inspects. Probably a couple more guests as a result, though. We'll see, but for now, at least at higher levels, it's almost always a split for the with 2 sniper wins. But at this level, not necessarily. So it'll be interesting to see.
Slow start from Tester, but the delegate goes off to the double agent. So if iGod's on it, that's terrible. If he's not, it's amazing.
That's the standard SpyParty thing, right? Is either top suspect or they missed it completely. We have to say that almost every time, and it's not because we're terrible at this, although God knows we can be sometimes. It's because it's really, really hard to know what spies and snipers are actually thinking in the moment.
Expired at the last possible second.
Oh, that was so close. And you know, we did delegate to a very slow character, it has to be said.
And he went to the farthest point in the bar.
Yep, anywhere else in the bar, and that takes and is probably very powerful.
Well, there's the first flirt of the game coming off with under 2 minutes to play. 34%. This is not looking good.
Except that iGod is not like in Taft. They were staring down that bug, saw the print that, you know, we know it's not a print, but it could have been a print, and shaking their camera like, no, looking right at Taft.
Back into the bar we go.
Boy, we don't know it necessarily, but we could frame this fella.
Absolutely.
BB right here would be really huge for it if you can get in and do it.
Go send Taft to... Well,
yeah.
It is going to be...
Oh, he even goes for case. He doesn't...
comes back!
He doesn't get there for the case, but he looked like he wanted it, is the thing.
And the end of red.
There's the contact coming off.
2 lowlights, including a highlight who had the case. And I think Taft is on the something list. There it is. There it is.
On the bullet list.
There it is, with a bullet, as a matter of fact. And even going for that second print, or was it a third if we missed one earlier, even going for that briefcase and then contacting right after he enters. Wow. I might have been dumb luck. I don't know if Tester had any sense that Taft was a big suspect, but if they did, it's really good patience.
Yeah, it worked out great. iGod now down by 1 and on the spy side in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Totally different game, though, if that purloin takes.
Absolutely. I almost thought we were going to try to get a bug there, but it didn't wind up happening. I almost thought we were going to get a bug there, too, but it didn't wind up happening. 34% off of the first flirt at the windows, and that's all it is.
And that big door frame was mostly blocking it, too. It was not being guarded from the right by Tester. They were at the 3/4 angle, and there was a bug potential there. Might have caught the end of it, but it was not totally on screen at the beginning.
Second flirt comes off. This one a fairly close green. It brings us up to 85%. One more flirt from anywhere will finish that up. Unless it's red, that never finishes it up.
No, then you're just finished.
That was a very delayed redirect on the briefcase, and iGod knows it. I don't think Tester does.
No, maybe not. It actually looks surprisingly natural from the sniper side for whatever reason. And is that a... We didn't get a highlight. Red Dress didn't get a highlight for statues, did they? Are we highlighting for statues? I hope not. No. Those are delayed lights. Okay, good. I mean, it could happen, right? If you're used to it. If you're used to it, you could forget. Fall into old habits. Sniping is all about habits.
That is very true. Timer now ticking under 2 minutes. We've just got those 2 flirts to work with. But this is a venue with a lot of time on it. Into the bar we go. Probably looking to pick up another delegate, because I don't think it's been super busy here.
Bar's a good way
Seduction target joins in as well, but I don't think we're in range.
It's really close, but it doesn't look like it. That's really unfortunate. A few more pixels would have changed this game and finished that mission.
Yeah, that could have been huge. Into conversation with the double agent we go, though. It's pretty quick contact. Lets off 2 lowlights, 3 lowlights. None of which were highlighted at the time.
Oh, but look at this. Tester knows who could have a reel, except iGod's the only one who's not highlighted. Are we looking at Twin? Are we looking at Twin?
We're looking at Twin!
Look at this. Only a few people had a reel there.
Yeah, contact leaves right after the contact as well. That's a very spy-like thing to do.
Well, left at the end of a talk, it looked like. It looked like I think they were interrupted and left at the end, or they left immediately after their talk, but it looked exactly like a spy just trying to get the heck out of there.
It did.
Wow, the green might have won that game.
That game could have, like, almost swung in one direction or the other, like, 3 times.
Yeah, and hey, split on pub, like I said, we're just going to conveniently forget the part where I said it's usually 2 sniper wins and just point out the right part, which was that it was a split. And it's 5-5, headed into library.
2 more games to play, and once again in position where each one of these games is worth 1 point to the SCL standings. It's Tester who's under the gun first. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Odd place for a duel to the death. Meet me at high noon at a library. Weapon of choice. Weapon of choice is books. Who's your second? I don't know if it really matters. Whoever runs the card catalog, I guess.
Double agent joins an innocent conversation with us in it. And Tester immediately capitalizes with the contact. A couple of lowlights come out fairly early. Actually takes some risky lights here. He gets a 3rd one, almost a 4th, but opts not to.
Yeah, thinks better of it. As you said, would have been risky. And boy, that is a very low number of lowlights. Emphasis on the low for library. That is really big and could be very big by the end of this game.
In conversation with the seduction target. Now it's a red test.
Well, it's early in the game. It's not too rough yet. By the way, iGod is really worried about this purloin in particular, zooming in on it constantly and twitching around. This is a active and potentially even nervous sniper, I think.
Yeah, I agree. You want to move around enough that you're keeping an eye on things, but every time you move, you have like a half a second where you're just not seeing stuff.
Exactly right. You want to look around a lot, but if you don't settle and let the party move around in front of you, things can be on screen but never seen.
Center statues we go to take a trio of inspects. Actually, after 2 white tests, just has to put it down with 2 inspects done.
Well, now I'm glad I said that during the first match. It's not the kind of thing you could take for granted at lower levels. The AT rates just are not consistently high enough to always get the inspects done in one go like that.
Into conversation with the seduction target we go for the first successful flirt for 34%. 2 minutes and 40 left on the clock.
If a flirt happens and it doesn't raise the seduce meter, was it really a flirt?
Attempted reverse drive-by bug was a little bit optimistic, but it was kind of a shot to nothing in that situation.
Yeah, we'll take it. And if it does take, it's really, really powerful at this level. So I'm fine with the choice, certainly.
Out we go towards the far conversation. There's nothing really here for us. I thought we were going to go to statues to finish it up, but Tester takes a quick stop to chat up a friend before dropping in to finish up the inspects. Two cycles and then cuts off an animation. Luckily, iGod wasn't looking.
Well, that's a very atypical way to complete inspects on both ends, but if it doesn't kill you, fair enough. That'll work.
Only makes you stronger. Back into the seduction target we go. This will be our third flirt, our second successful one. This one's green, brings us up to 85%, so we don't have to worry about having to do yet more. We
Yeah, but
should
we're still
finish it up in 3.
we're still struggling to finish our third mission, and they're all soft tails too. We haven't done any of the hard things we have to do yet. We're gonna try here
Well,
though.
here's one. iGod in the area, not able to. No, does get the bug in time in conversation.
Oh,
Don't
iGod
ignore
is
Toby.
staring.
Don't ignore Toby. Don't ignore Toby.
Don't purloin either because I got zooming in on it. And by the way, paying a ton of attention to Leopard all game right now. That's who they were zoomed in on when the bug took. This sniper is zooming around and just not settling anywhere. That bug could have happened on screen and they wouldn't have seen it.
Yeah, it's not looking good for iGod. There's just too much flicking around the party. There's the flirt done. 35 seconds left on the clock. It might have to be a swap. Indeed, it is going to be a swap. Into statues we go with 30 seconds left.
Green dress is at the opposite statues, dividing attention, and Leopard's at the yellow bookshelf. There's a
There's
lot
the
for the sniper to
swap.
watch.
As soon as the Lion King goes away, leaves the statue.
Guarding green dress! Guarding green dress!
Wasn't even seen. Tester makes it happen. It's 6-5. One more game to play.
Green dress was at a statue at the same time on the opposite side of the venue, and they were checking for the swap as she walked away. And that suspect they kept focusing on, tunneling on, Leopard, was at bookshelves at the same time on the opposite end of the venue. The RNG of the party worked out really well there to divide the sniper's attention. A sniper who was already clearly very nervous, or at least a little too aggressive, flicking back and forth. And that's why the bug came off. That's why they didn't see the swap.
iGod had all of the right instincts, but was just going through the checklist too fast.
I think that's exactly right. I think their actual play is fine. The pace just needs to change a little bit. And to be fair, some bad luck with those suspects doing things late in the game at the opposite side of the venue to split their attention. Honestly, against a good spy, if they play well, that's the only thing you can't control. Like late in a courtyard game when there's suspects on both sides of the statues, right? And you have to guard against all the swaps of all of them and guard against the purloin and the bug all at once. If you get a late rush like that late with people who are not already low lit, it can be really, really tough. So definitely, I think a few things iGod could have done differently there, but they were not helped at all by that party either.
Absolutely. One more game to go. iGod on the spy, fighting for a draw. Tester on the sniper, fighting for the win. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
It's a rough position to be in, and it is really just interesting seeing how differently iGod plays on these venues where you can't see everything compared to the ones where you can. And oh boy, we stutter stepped onto that pad.
I don't think Tester had it on screen, at least not in time. I think this should be fine. Pulls out a green book, though. In conversation with the double agent now. People start to fill out the conversation as well, so it's not a bad time for it, except for the fact that the double agent bails on us like a jerk.
The stutter step's not too bad. You will see a lot of weird stutter steps early in the game because of the time of chaos when AIs are calculating their paths. I have learned it doing the dailies too, where I think something looks like a newbie path on the lower levels. No, it's just AIs reacting to each other's paths very, very quickly sometimes. You'd be amazed what you could see, so definitely not a big problem.
First flirt comes off in the opposite conversation. 34% off of a close white to start off the festivities. Still have that green book in hand as well, and the double agent joins.
Banana bread.
The contact comes off on the green test, and away goes iGod for the banana split all the way back over to, I thought it was going to be the blue side, but just hanging out at the middle window.
Well, it's one of the virtues of a fast character is if you do the split and they don't see you walk away, you can be so fast that you can get halfway across the venue. And even if you know the character's fast, you can still be surprised and think, you know what, there's no way they came from all the way over there. And you can get them sometimes, especially if you hide behind a pillar a little bit. Either way, it looks like it's just covering for the book dump instead.
Little bit of an action priority issue on the pickup attempt, but the redirect was good. There's the book going down. Transfer is done. Contact is done. 34% on the flirt with just under 3 minutes to play.
We're in the corner, and we're swinging our camera around to look for the seduction target, and they are as far away as they could possibly be, although now they're on the move towards us. That was unfortunate to look up and see. No, they're all the way on the other end of library.
Well, iGod's going for it anyways. Doesn't want to get to the statues yet, so is heading across the library for that flirt.
I would walk 500 miles.
And iGod would walk 500 more. It's a white test. 68% is where we stand, so it's going to have to get nice and snuggly for the third one as well. Timer ticking down around 2 minutes at this point, with just the 2 missions complete. Although the statues are looking increasingly tempting.
Looks like we just want to finish this right here because we know, wow, interesting that we decided to bail. The flirt timer was probably halfway done at least.
And side statues as well, so we're going to be able to get these inspects done while we were waiting for the seduction to come back to us.
We're going to stand on the other side? We going to do that spy thing or not? Nope, same spot.
2 inspects down. There's
flirt
the
quick.
flirt finish.
That was good to be aggressive there because the seduction target was taking a drink. That prevents them with an inflection point where they can leave afterwards.
Purloin.
Uh-oh.
You just took the purloin.
We're running away, but it's being blocked by white dress. They can't see if the list is gone. They can't see if the list is gone.
This is huge.
If you gulp this drink, you're good.
Settles in conversation. Is
Still
not
not seen.
swinging back around to check the list.
Oh, wow. But
This
iGod has no
purloin's
reason.
clean.
Do they think this is clean, though? Still not seen. This cannot be seen yet. It's behind the pillar. It's behind the pillar. Oh, no. And now we're right next to it. This is so
Toby.
bad.
No, there's the list.
She
gone.
leaves.
Right
It's going to be
there.
Buns, isn't it?
I don't know what's happening. 40
Buns goes-
seconds.
Buns goes for the briefcase right afterwards, and there's the twitch. Looking around. Wait, who could it be? Who could it be? Where's White Dress? White Dress took a drink too, right? You can hear the gears turning. But will a shot come off?
All he needs to do is one more statue visit.
Missed the bug. Wrong arm bug attempted and missed. That would have been the game.
This statue visit might be the game. Unless it's hard to imagine a shot coming off here. There's the last inspect. That's
They're thinking
the
about it.
mission wing
They're
countdown.
keeping him on screen. Looking around
Oh,
before.
it's scary.
Looking him on screen. They're thinking about it. 3 seconds.
He's not gonna take
Pull
the
away.
shot. And iGod.
Woo!
It was way more stressful than it had to be. But iGod makes it happen and splits the match.
There was a moment with about 4 to 5 seconds where they didn't move at all, kept the spy on screen, and there was very little else on that side to look at. Very little else. And it was obvious, in retrospect, that was the moment they were deciding, am I going to shoot this person or not? And then the camera went to the right, and we all probably, I think, exhaled at the same time, threw the Earth off its axis even. 5 missions done, does finish the inspect. That Purloin noticed so late, and that is the difference.
Oh, I was definitely exhaling. I was exhaling very loudly that entire time.
Yeah, and then sound comes out. I think that's just called yelling at that point. Yeah. Exhaling words. Yeah. And I like the bug attempt, though, because if that had taken, we would have been spared all that drama, and it was not really seen. Just a little bit of a failure of execution there, but I think the choice was pretty good. I like it. You're basically saying, if this bug takes on the way out, I go to that corner pad and chill out. But if it doesn't, I'm on my way to statues anyway. Really good. Yeah, huge. Really good. Rough execution there at certain points, but otherwise a really clean game. Reacted to the Purloin well. Sniper just straight up missed it, and iGod secures a point after losing that very difficult library game.
All right. Well, anyway, so that was a split marble set there. Some may call it a tie party.
Some may. I've heard it called such.
Yes. And anyway, it was a very good, crazy set. Pretty standard Oak stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's what we expect from these players. Like I was saying earlier, is a weird mix of like high-level stuff, but execution a little bit lacking. Sometimes it's the other way around, right? And they'll do a great bug, but then make a poor decision afterwards. You just never know what you're going to get, and it always makes them thrilling. And it's all
This game is hard.
This game is hard, and it is so fun and intimidating even to see these players in their first couple of competitive matches ever, sometimes their very first match ever, doing things that I learned 3,000 games in. So
Mhm.
kudos to all of them. Thank you for letting us pick apart your play. We're all horrendously impressed and terrified by how good you are already. Keep up the good work, all of them.
Yep, just stay far away from Diamond and Platinum, and we'll all be happier.
Yes, stay far away from Diamond and Platinum, and far away from the Amba after you've already bugged.
Yes, and Toby after you've prolonged.
Yes, actually, there's kind of a list here. Maybe we'll get back to you with a longer list. We wanted to
There are a lot of
encapsulate
things you
it.
should do and not do. I think there is a tutorial section in the Spy Party Discord, which is worth checking out. By the way, I mean just the Discord in general, but yes, the tutorial section. We got all sorts of helpful people here giving away their secrets for some crazy reason.
We can't help it. We just all love the game too much, and it is still in early access otherwise. So we do give away our strats because, well, it's another way of saying we like to show them off, actually. And you can see us show those things off and generally talk strats at discord.gg/spyparty. And as I think Tobo's probably about to tell you, you can buy this game too right now if you want.
It's a good game. You can buy it at spyparty.com or on Steam. But if you get it at SpyParty, you get it for the same price, and Checker gets more of it, and you get a Steam code anyways.
Seems like a no-brainer to me.